The Honourable Leader of the New Democratic Party.
Thank you. Mr. Speaker, people are alarmed when they hear about code criticals, the situations where in a whole county there's no more than 2 ambulances, sometimes 1, sometimes none at all. And we've all heard moving accounts of people who have had very long waits for an ambulance because the ambulance has had to come from so far away. But what is particularly alarming is that while there were 213 code criticals in all of 2021 in our province, there were 333 in the first 2 months of 2022. Does the Premier share a sense of alarm about these numbers?
The Honourable Premier.
I will assure the member the Premier is deeply concerned about the status of healthcare, as is our government, Mr. Speaker. And Nova Scotians know that we were pretty upfront with them in the election. There are big issues in healthcare. That's not up for debate. It's going to take time. It's going to take money. We are trying to fix a system that for 8 years deteriorated. And I will say this, Mr. Speaker, we have gotten to work supporting paramedics across this province. They do incredible work. They're feeling the stress. We got to work immediately on patient transfers, on supporting them.
Order, please. The Premier has the floor.
We got to work, Mr. Speaker, immediately with a number of files that were sitting, gathering dust on the side of the previous health ministers, plural, our health minister not looking away from problems, getting to work, supporting paramedics, looking out for Nova Scotians. When Nova Scotians call 911, a paramedic should be there, and those paramedics want to be there, and we are doing everything we can to make sure that they...
Order, please. The Honourable Leader of the New Democratic Party on his first supplementary.
Mr. Speaker, while waiting for an ambulance in an emergency situation when 40 minutes feels like 40 hours, it makes a profound difference if the person that you have on the phone offering you instruction and support is themselves a trained paramedic. But recently, the government began to allow people who do not have paramedic training to take up positions as 911 ambulance dispatchers. I want to ask the Premier, why would the government permit this?
The Honourable Premier.
Mr. Speaker, and I think this kind of is symbolic of a lot of issues that the opposition have, where what we're doing is following the Fitch report. What we're doing is following best practices in the industry. What we're doing is what's in the interests of Nova Scotians. I know the opposition needs some fodder to talk about in question period, but we're, Mr. Speaker, we're not focused on that. We're focused on doing what's right for Nova Scotians.
The Honourable Leader of the New Democratic Party on his final supplementary.
Gold standard.
Order, please. Order, please. The Honourable Leader of the New Democratic Party on this final supplementary.
Mr. Speaker, paramedics speak a great deal, and when they do, they're not speaking fodder. They speak a great deal about the rate of burnout amongst members of their profession, and they speak very commonly about the numbers of members of their profession in our province who are leaving or preparing to leave Nova Scotia altogether. And this isn't terribly difficult to understand when we think about the fact that primary care paramedics make up to $28.30 an hour in our province, but up to $44 an hour in Ontario. So I want to ask the Premier, does he agree that in order for us to have more effective retention of paramedics, Nova Scotia's got to have more competitive paramedic wages?
The Honourable Premier.
Mr. Speaker, this government listens very closely to paramedics and healthcare professionals across the province. We did it. We did actually every single day. And the opposition can laugh all they want, but I don't think it's funny when the government pays attention to those healthcare workers on the front line, Mr. Speaker. We're very concerned. We're very concerned about the state of healthcare in this province. That's why we're getting to work on the Fitch report. That's why we've increased the budget for EHS by $12 million, Mr. Speaker. We will do what's right for Nova Scotia. We will do what's right regardless of what the opposition might say, we will do what's right for Nova Scotians. That's our only focus, Mr. Speaker. Thank you so much.